So I thought I'd do a little video today talking about my belts and harnesses because I do have a lot. I love to accessorize, and obviously I have some that I gravitate towards more than others. I think I've gone through that phase of like harnesses before social media blew them up. So by the time it was like super big on social media, I didn't really gravitate towards them as much. I think what I gravitate towards now are like very stylized, wide leather pieces. So let's get into the video and I'm going to show you what I own. So the first harness that I want to share with you today is by a brand called Brunetka. This is a really cool piece because I don't think I've seen a harness exactly like this before. It just goes over the shoulder and it wraps around the waist very beautifully. I always forget how to put this on every single time. I think I've owned this for maybe over a year, but it is such a statement piece. I think it's so interesting and I love this piece. Okay, the second piece that I have is a little corset belt from Blackwood Castle. If you don't know Blackwood Castle, you definitely need to get into them because their pieces are just so gorgeous. But this corset belt is so versatile. I've worn it with so many different pieces, and it has a ribbon that comes in the back, so you can, lace it up with the ribbon, or you can lace it up with the little, it's almost like a shoestring in the back, kind of. But I absolutely love this piece. If I could recommend any piece, like a starter piece, if you're kind of nervous, this one would be it. The next belt that I have in my collection is a super old one that I've had for probably over 20 years. I bought it when I was in high school at a little boutique place in California somewhere, and I've honestly just had it with me all this time. I think at the time, like, pirates were very popular, and so it kind of gave that little pirate wench vibe a little bit. But I've still worn this off and on throughout the decades now, I guess. Sounds really weird to say. Okay, this next piece is a beautiful belt. It's not leather. I think it's like rubber. And this I bought off my sister. So the brand is called Strange Pursuit, and so I don't think they've made this belt in a really long time. I think she probably bought the belt like 15 years ago, and that's all I can tell you. I love how it has the O-rings around. I've kind of like cut the end of the belt to make it more of like a natural waist belt instead of like a hip belt. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces. Okay, next up we have the Athena corset from Argo Atelier. So if you don't know Argo, Argo is a beautiful small brand out of the UK, and all of her pieces are made out of the softest leather, which makes it so comfortable. A lot of times when people are making leather pieces, the leather's really stiff because they want it kind of structured, but hers are so soft and so comfortable. This is such a beautiful piece. Another piece that I have from Argo is the Hermes, but it is a harness and it is so cool. I actually also have a hard time getting in and out of this one. I keep forgetting how to get in and out of it. So I try to keep all of the buckles attached and just kind of slip in through it. Yeah, I think if you're gonna get into harnesses and interesting pieces like this, you just kind of have to commit to the little awkwardness of getting in and out of these sometimes. The next piece I have is a Mary Wyatt belt / harness. So you can kind of do a lot with this. You can wear it as a belt, and you can also add the little suspenders to make it like a full-on harness. So it's a really versatile piece. This one is also a vegan leather, so if that's of interest to you, then this is a really good choice. It's extremely well made. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. This next piece is one of my favorites. So this is from a small brand called Apatico. I always have to pronounce things in like a Spanish accent, so to me it's Apatico. I don't know how she intended it to be pronounced, but this is a really cool piece. It straps over just like a single, almost kind of gives a little bit of like military vibes a little bit. This is one of my favorite pieces. I think I'm saying this about every single piece. I love them all, okay? I can't help it. I love them all. But this is a really interesting and cool piece. You can't go wrong with it. Okay, I know I've been saying that I love each piece, but if I had to pick a number one, if I had to pick a number one piece that I absolutely love and could not live without, it would be this Dehanche belt. You've probably seen me wear this a million times on my social media. It is the one I always gravitate towards. I just think it adds such an interesting look to every single outfit. I've actually noticed a few people wearing it different ways, so I think I'm going to branch out and try to wear it a couple of different ways now. But hands down, this is my absolute favorite. I know it's pricey. I got it on a Black Friday sale, and to me, it was worth every single penny. Okay, these next two pieces are from a small brand called La Forma Es, and she is a leather worker outside of Australia. And these two pieces are probably my second and third favorite pieces. You can see that I've kind of gravitated more towards this style of leather accessory instead of the harness. So this first one is called the Hourglass corset and definitely gives you a nice beautiful shape. And the second piece is the swallowtail corset. This one is so pretty. I love how it flares out. Sometimes people don't have hips to make the outfit, so I feel like this gives like a nice little shape for it. Yeah, hands down, these pieces are just, they're so beautiful. If I had to give some criticism, I really wish that these pieces came with like a buckle in the back instead of tying them, because sometimes when you're wearing them, those tend to get a little bit loose over time, and I always want to just keep like a very fitted, cinched in waist. So I would really love it if in the future she decided to make some with buckles instead, because I would kill for those. This next piece is a new one in my collection, and it is by a brand called VP Concept off of Wolf and Badger. I have to make a few little adjustments to it to kind of make it fit a little bit better around the neck and the waist, but I really love the simplicity of this one. I feel like this will go well over so many outfits and just kind of give a nice little sleek vibe. So I'm really liking this one. This next piece is a piece by Haute Cuir, I think is how you pronounce it. I found them off of Wolf and Badger, and I love this piece. I love all of them, okay? I love all the pieces that I own, otherwise I wouldn't own them. But this one's really structured. A lot of people ask me if these are comfortable to sit in, and I have a long torso, so I don't have an issue with sitting in any of these. It just helps you keep a very straight back. If you have a shorter torso, then yeah, I could see it might not be very comfortable, but for me, I don't have any issues. And last but not least, in my little collection are these leg harnesses. I did a little collaboration with Argo Atelier, and we created some leg harnesses. Back in the day, if anybody remembers, Dehanche had the most beautiful harnesses. I have actually, I didn't include these in this collection because I still have harnesses stashed away, but I have a lot of the Dehanche harnesses, leg harnesses from back in the day. But anyways, I was super inspired by those, and so we created this little mini collection of leg harnesses to mimic the Dehanche ones. We didn't want to completely rip them off. We kind of wanted to do our own little twist to it, and so it was just really fun working with her. She just has such a vision, and they're super comfortable. Everyone asks me if they're uncomfortable. They sit above your calf, and so you don't have any issue with them sliding down. But yeah, definitely go check out any of these harnesses. Let me know your thoughts. This is my little collection. I'm now realizing that I have more harnesses stashed away that I'll probably have to do a part 2 sometime. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.